Now, as Chief Beef World begins to grow and expand, I'm starting to have some safety concerns with my contractors who work overnights over in the park here. Because the other day, we had somebody in the park that shouldn't have been here. The other night in the park, Drew was doing his rounds, walking around, him and his brother Jacob, doing the round, and they spotted this lady walking around with this weird jumpsuit on. So they called me over there, and when I tried to ask her, can we help her? What's her name? What's she doing here? This all she had to say. So we knew it was time to get some security. So Mayor Top Hat, he assigned 2 officers to guard the main entrance of Chief Beef World overnight. Just so we'll have some added security to know that we won't have anybody that shouldn't be in here in the park while we work. So yeah, we took care of that safety concern. Now let's get to the story. And Gringos did an amazing job on the landscaping around the tropical resort here. They even added lighting and benches and garbage cans and everything like that. Another amazing job by Gringos. I think we did a good job by hiring these guys as extra contractors here at Chief Beef World. So now that this area is done, we can take this off the checklist of projects that has to be worked on and knocked off. And now that we got it done, we can move on to something new. And now that we got our Alpha Nemesis in the part, Chief Wiggums, I gotta do a little recon on signature ride for Chief Wiggums. So we're gonna take care of that at some point in this story. So yeah, let's move on to what else going on early this morning here in Chief Beef World. Even the milkshake statue arrived to Chief Beef World to complete this project that Jacob, my wife, and his wife worked on. So now this is another project we can check off the list as well here at Chief Beef World. And as for me, I was checking out the last of this backstage scenery being dropped off at the Raw Ride here at Chief Beef. Yeah, it looks really good right now. It's gonna make the guests really feel immersed inside the Planko Mania experience we trying to add here to Chief Beef. When I get a ring on the phone from the front gate police officer on the walkie-talkie that they gave us, I got a guest at the gate with a lawyer, some guy he said. So let's go see what that's all about. So when I get to the gate, it was my taxi driver from Cullen Airport, Iron Matty. He came by to discuss that contract I gave him, and he brought a lawyer with him. So you know what time it is. Time to go to my office. Now we at Chief Beef. I'm going over the contract with Iron Matty and his lawyer. Basically, what the contract that I gave him was, it's a trial contract here at Chief Beef World, where we're giving him 1 year to meet the numbers and projected sales here, and if so, we'll be willing to franchise his Orange Fancy, where we'll take 15% marketing costs, and he can have his Orange Fancies produced at the Jones Water Company water factory. So his lawyer thought it was worth a try, so we're gonna give it a try. And right now is the best time than ever because we're in between major projects, so we can get started on his first Orange Fancy stand in Chief Beef World right now. So we're gonna go ahead and finalize this contract and go and get these signatures, and we're gonna get started on that first Orange Fancy shack. Mike Brisman from Brisman Entertainment even showed up this morning with his installation crew. He told me that they finally was able to get the ride shipped here after a few little hiccups in transit. I told them I understand completely. And they said if they get started on it now, they should be able to have the thing at least up and installed here by the end of the day. And that works for me. So I'm going to leave them to their work because I got to go take a trip out to Flat Rides R Us because, like I said, we still need to find us a signature ride for our Alpha Nemesis here in Chief Beef World, our Chief Wiggums. So I'm gonna leave these guys to their work, and I'm about to head out to Clouds and Lyrics Flat Rides Russ and do a little bit of shopping. So I had Drew drop me off at Boogie Rentals so I can grab me one of these executive fleets so I can go on and hit the road and head out to Flat Rides I Rust. I already kind of know what ride I want to get for the Chief Wiggums ride, but this drive will give me an opportunity to brainstorm some ideas. So hopefully along the way I come up with something. All right, we done finished up with our reservation, so let's go pick up our executive fleet so we can hit the road, guys. All right, now we got the keys to our executive fleet right here, so let's hit the road and head to Flat Rise R Us. Yeah, I ended up driving through a nice neighborhood on my way to Flat Rise R Us too. Getting a little hungry. I need to find a gas station and get some snacks. I ended up finding this Texaco on the way and ended up pulling on in so I could put a few little dollars in the gas tank as well as grab me some chips and some apple juice so I could continue on to my road trip to Flat Rise or Rust so I can come up with some more ideas for this new ride that I'm about to purchase. Out at Flat Rise or Rust, lyrics being lyric, you know, testing the rides. See, Clouds and Lyric have been generating a little bit more business out here at Flat Rise R Us, and with the recent purchase of the multiple flat rides I came through and grabbed from them, they were able to hire some associates to help them out around Flat Rides R Us to take some of the pressure off of them around here. So I'm sitting here talking to one of their sales associates right now, Brittany, telling her that I was interested in this ride here, and I'm ready to do the paperwork on it, and so we can get this thing shipped out to Chief Beef World. So I'm gonna let her grab the numbers and for the invoice, and I'm gonna head to the office to talk to Clouds and make the payment and everything, and do the things we do to get this ride shipped off to Chief Beef World. So Brittany went and got the sales number for that shift drifter ride and brought it back into the office to Clouds, and yep, we're finalizing the payment right now, and we're about to get that shipped off to Chief Beef World. Cause on my way here, I came up with a cool idea for that ride. So when I get back to Chief Beef World, I definitely got to talk to Will or Jacob, one of them, to get this job started and to see if they could draw up something for me and get this thing up and running so we can have uh, Alpha Nemesis ride in Chief Beef World. So let me finish finalizing all this paperwork and the payment here and let me head back to Chief Beef World. By the time I got back to Chief Beef World, Mike Bridgman and Bridgman Entertainment had completed the installation of the resort flyer ride that we're gonna have here at Chief Beef World. They said if they can get started early in the morning like they did, that they could have this at least installed by the end of the day if they had all hands on deck, and they did. Here it is. It's what, 12 o'clock at night right now here in Chief Beef Land, and they got the ride installed. They just got a couple of installers up there working on some last minute tricks and hookups up there, and then they'll be back tomorrow afternoon at some time, to give this thing a test so they can put their stamp on it so they can give us their approval and we can go on and do our part, which is decorating and putting some scenery around the resort flyer here in Chief Beef World. See, last night I was going through my emails and it almost slipped my mind and I realized that today is the day of the 2-day convention, the Coastal Convention at Coastal Row. So I got the guys up early this morning so we can have our early meeting this morning with all the contractors and head designers and architects here at Chief Beef World so we can go over the up and coming projects that we got coming up right now. And to let them know that Bridgman Entertainment will be back this afternoon at some point to test that flat ride that they just installed for us. And yeah, we need to get working on a drink stall that we're gonna put in there for Iron Matty. So we need to get these blueprints together so we can put together a nice little design and a nice shop for the Orange Fancy shops, being that it's gonna be the flagship store and shop for him for his first shop. So we wanted to be a special one. So I had to lay out all the details and the specifications that I wanted for the upcoming projects right now because I got to take 2 days off right now to go out here to Coastal Road to this coastal convention. And normally they have an auction at the end on the second day, then that you can have something cool to bring back to your park and things like that. Or if you're a collector, you can collect. So we'll see what they got there. Maybe they'll have something cool that we can bring to Chief Beef World. So I'm gonna let these guys go over these blueprints and do the things they need to do and get started on these projects while I go pack up and get ready to head to Coastal Road for this coastal convention. Now, while I'm away, I had Drew get in touch with Iron Matty and have him come by Chief Beef World so he could take a look at the lot space that he's gonna have here in Chief Beef World, and also to had Will come by and give him a copy of his updated blueprint so he can see the design of his first flagship shop of his orange Fanties and see what he thinks of it. So I'm gonna let these guys finish work, and I'm gonna finish doing this convention because day one here at the convention was all right, man. You know, there's a lot of speakers and a lot of talking going on, but hopefully day two will be a lot better. See, now day two of this coastal convention was a little bit better, man. You know, the first day it was so much talking and so many presentations going on, man. You know, I was almost falling asleep, you know. But today when we walked in, came in, they had the red carpet rolled all out, man. They had the Planko News here, and they also had the Six Flags bus out here. You know, I'm like, what's going on with that? And by the front door of the Six Flag building, they had Planko's top auctioneer is Becky Richter here. So it's gonna need to be some kind of raffle or auction on for the Six Flag bus. So you know, I definitely want to put my bid in on that. So that could be a little piece of history up in our Chief Beef world. You know, we can have the old Six Flag party bus as a tourist spot that they can go and take pictures at Chief Beef World. So yeah, let's go on in and try to bid on this thing right here. Well, as you can see, I end up winning that Six Flags bus. You know, it's a tough auction. You know, it had a lot of competition in there, but you know they couldn't outbid me. You know, so we end up coming home with the prize, which is the Six Flags party bus that we're gonna have right here. So I called Drew over here so we could work on a little protective fencing around this thing. You know, to keep the guests from getting too close to it. You know, this is a piece of Six Flags history right here that we're gonna have right here in the middle of Chief Beef World. So I'm gonna leave him to this, and I'm gonna go check on the Raw project because there was something else I was looking at that I may have the guys work on. So I'm gonna hook up with Jacob right now and discuss that. So I met up with Jacob behind the Raw project over here, the Pathius ride here, and I had the steamroller guys come out and just start flattening the area right here because I was talking to Jacob about adding some more aesthetics back here, some more scenery, like a parking lot. So a little small parking lot, backstage parking lot here. Um, so I'm gonna leave him to work on that, see if he can get the concrete guys to come out and get that started, and we'll come back and check with him and see how that came out. Cause the Bridgman Entertainment came back and they're over there testing this flat ride. So I'm gonna go over here and see what this thing looks like in action. So let's get over there. All right, I make it over here to the resort flyer. Mike Bridgman and his guys, they're starting to test the resort flyers here, so I get to see this thing in action. It looks really cool up close in person. Oh, and seeing it actually moving now, I think a lot of families is gonna get on this ride, teenagers and things like that. But it look like you flying in a flock of birds or something like that. It's cool. Or flying in formation like jets. Yeah, this was a nice selection for flat rides here at Chief Beef World. So I'm gonna leave these guys to their testing right here, and I'm gonna go over here and see how far Four Brothers and the brother-in-law came along with that orange fancy shack. So I'm gonna leave these guys to their work, and I'm gonna go see what's going on with the orange fancy shack. And over at the orange fancy shack, Four Brothers and the brother-in-law, they done came a long way right now. You know, they got the shop shell itself installed, and they're working on the outdoor seating area for the orange fancy shack. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna let these guys finish their work right now, and yeah, get to the rest of the story. Now over here behind the racing chase ride, we got a project that we've been working on for quite some time back here. You know, the guys been working really hard, man. Cause I know you might be thinking like we don't really have any other coasters in the park outside the racing chase and the mohill. So that's another thing that I've been working on myself, man. I've been sketching out some different designs for the last 6, 7 months now while the guys been scaling out this land here in this area and getting it prepared for the next project that I want to put right here. But it's also going to be a special project for Mayor Top Hat as well. So I hope you like it. But at the same time, the shift drifter ride has just been delivered and installed. So I'm about to go and check that out and meet up with Will, the head contractor over there. So we could work on some kind of blueprint design that we can use to decorate the shift drifter ride. So Will called in the fabricator guys that he had help him out with the raw installation over there, and he asked me what was I thinking for this ride right here, and I told him, man, on my way to Flat Rides, I rushed to pick this ride up. You know, I stopped at a gas station, but in the gas station, they had this little machine that was rolling the hot dogs and cooking them at the same time, like a hot dog roller. So I was thinking about turning this shift drifter ride into like a hot dog roller. So if you guys could work on something like that and draw me up something and let me see it and I approve it, yeah, man, that'll be great. But yeah, that's what I was thinking for this ride, man. Like something like a hot dog roller. So it may take you guys some time, and I understand, you know, but yeah, let's try to get this done here, guys. And back at the Six Flags bus, Drew done grabbed a few guys to get started on their protective fencing and the Vista Point posts around the party bus. It's been a long couple of weeks here at Chief Beef World, you know, and I myself have been ripping and running, very busy, you know, getting all these projects up and set up and done, you know, but now it's a little bit early for me, but I'm gonna turn it in, you know, and get some rest for tonight, and I'm gonna get up and go check out some of the couple of the projects because some of the guys they're gonna work over the night, you know, and get these projects done. So Drew said the fencing should be done for the Six Flags bus by tomorrow morning, and the Orange Fancy Shack should be completed. So I'll at least be able to see it, and then yeah, we can take it from there. So I'm gonna turn it in for the night right now, guys, and we're gonna continue this story in the morning. So the next morning, I hooked up with Drew and he showed me the fencing around the Six Flags bus and the Vista Points and everything looked good right here on this end. So now let's go check out what the guys did to Maddie's Orange Fancy Shack and check that out. So we had to call Maddie in to check it out with us. So he should be here now. So let's check that out. Over at the Shift Drifter ride, Will and the Fabricators, they still having a time trying to brainstorm some ideas to decorate this thing with. So I gotta leave them with a few more weeks of work to figure things out here. So I'm gonna go holler at Jacob to see how far he came along with the parking lot design behind the Raw project. And over at the Raw project, Jacob got the guys just finishing up the last of the steamrolling of this parking lot. They even added prop cars in here, man. They did a wonderful job with this. Yeah, so we almost about done with this project over here. You know, we're just waiting on the sign guys to get here so they can add some signage to this thing, and we done over here. I even met up with Iron Matty to show him his flagship shop that we're going to showcase in our park here in Chief Beef World. as our exclusive new shop, the Orange Fancy Shack. I think he liked it. And the guys did a wonderful job on this build as well. So, yeah, I'm happy about this too. So, once the guys get to work on that shift drifter ride, yeah, we'll be all set and get the signage guys out here. We'll be almost close to finishing up phase two here in Chief Beef World, guys. But from here, I think Iron Matty, I think he likes this Orange Fancy Shop. So let's move on to the rest of the story, shall we? And Drew over here talking to the signage guys. They finally showed up to add our Plinkomania sign to the back of the Raw ride here. We got a few guys up there on the cherry picker getting ready to install the brackets and everything like that. And Drew letting them know how we want everything here. So I'm going to let them take care of that and move on to the next part of the story. So I decided to put my project lead hat on and I grabbed Ginkgo's from Ginkgo's Landscaper, and I grabbed another one of the architects from Four Brothers and the Brother-in-Law. He's the older brother from the brothers. This Fred. We don't hardly talk about Fred much, but he knows some of everything in the company, and he taught his brothers everything about the business. So I grabbed him because I got something that I want him to work on for this ride for our scenery. So I'm gonna let them get to working on that. Let the concrete guys finish doing this and get the pathing up on this, and let Oscar get to work on the landscaping around this thing. And I'm gonna check back with these guys in a few weeks or so and see what happened with this. Now that Jacob is done with his project over there with the parking lot behind the Raw project, he decided to come help his brother Will and the fabricator guys over here with the shift drifter ride. Well, he came up with the perfect idea, man. Will don't like to admit it, but Jacob is the better architect out of them two. But he don't want to admit it. But he came up with a clever idea and a cool idea. But they's gonna need a little help with it, and they got to bring somebody in to help them out. So we're gonna conclude our story here today in Chief Beef World. While we gonna lead these guys to figuring out the new blueprint, while Will and Jacob come up with the new layout for the shift drifter ride, and then we're gonna come back and check on what happened with the project I took over at the resort flyer. So if you're new to the channel, guys, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and leave me a comment down below on how you're enjoying the story so far, man. And I'll catch you guys in the next Chief Beef World story.